Hey guys, it's me again, Captain Corey, here to teach you some 6th grade science. Last time we were together, we talked about water's role in weathering. This week, we're going to talk about how large bodies of water affect climate. First, I'm going to show you how to access this science journal for this week. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to rvaschools.net and you're going to scroll down to RPS at home. After you get to this page, you're going to click middle school and 6th grade. You're going to scroll down. You're going to click on week 4. I'm going to click on week 3 for demonstration purposes. Once you get to this page, you're going to scroll down to science and you're going to click on the in workbook. And then that should come up. Once you click on that, this will come up for week 4. You have your day 1s. These ones are labeled by the day. Day 1, day 2, it's also day 2, then day 3. Bam. Those are all the assignments that are in the journal. What you're going to do is you can go to File and click Make a Copy, and then you can save it down to your own Google Drive. If you don't have that option, you can also come over here to File, Download, and you can download it as Microsoft Word. And if you don't have Microsoft Word, then you can just download it as a PDF. All right, once you download it, you'll go to wherever your downloads folder is, and you'll see that it's right here. Double click. Wait for it to open. And it should look like this. All right, I told you guys before, if you want to fix the format of the book, that is completely fine. So what I do is I just delete that and then press enter. Here we go, see think for our notice and wonder page. You can kind of shorten this a bit to make sure that it gets on its one page, right? This is also day 1. We'll have our like home lab experiment. And that come up so you can see what the question number 1 was. All right, here goes our notes. Maybe day 2. You can have all of that. We'll fill those in with the nearby. Press enter. The second part of the home lab, you can move this on up. All right, clicking backspace, that's what I was doing. And then here is the gizmo. And then different climates in Virginia. Bam, straight like that. Yeah, it's supposed to go. Let's see. We'll move this picture down. There we go, now it's in the right place. And that is how you get access to, the journal. All right, since today is Explore, we are going to watch 2 videos. Please use your notice and wonder sheet and write down 3 things that you see, 3 things that you think, and 3 things that you wonder. that again. All right, that was our first video. So what I want you to do is go to your observation notebook and make sure that you wrote down 3 things that you saw, what you think is going on, and what does it make you wonder. All right, our next video is going to be
You know who we haven't hung out with in a while? This guy. What's up, son? You remember that the sun provides the Earth with energy, or warmth. And you know that the Earth's surface is made up of different types of land and water. Now, it would probably make sense that these different landforms and bodies of water would absorb, or soak up, the sun's heat at different rates, right? Well, you're right, it does. But which one absorbs more of the sun's energy? Land or water? And more importantly, why? Let's start with a refresher course on the sun. We know the sun as the star at the center of our 8-planet solar system that provides us with heat. We also know that heat is a kind of energy that warms things. This energy starts in the sun's core. It travels very slowly to the sun's surface before it takes a super speedy trip to Earth in the form of light and heat. You and I can see and feel that energy as sunlight. But how much of all of that energy that the sun cooks up actually makes it to us and the land and the water on Earth? I know what'll help us figure this out. A delicious pie graph. Essentially, 100% of the energy that warms the Earth comes from the sun. About 20% of that energy is absorbed by the Earth's atmosphere and clouds. Nearly 30% never makes it to the Earth's surface, and instead is bounced back out to space by clouds and different gases and particles in the atmosphere. But about half of the sun's incoming energy, just over 50%, is absorbed by the Earth's surface. That is, its land and water. Well, when that 50% of sunlight gets to Earth, the land and water absorb, or soak up, its warmth. But, like I mentioned before, they absorb this heat at different rates. So which one absorbs more of this heat? It's time to play land versus water. Okay, let's think of a place somewhere on Earth where land meets water. Is anyone else thinking beach? Let's take a look at how the sun's energy is absorbed by both the land and the water on our little beach. The land is all of the sand you see right up to where the shoreline starts, and the water is the shoreline and all of the ocean behind it. So, what happens when the sun's energy hits the land? Well, the sunlight is absorbed by the sand, making the sand warm or even hot to the touch. The longer the sand is exposed to the sun, the more heat it absorbs. Now, let's take a close look at the land. It's darker in color than the water, and generally, darker colored objects absorb more heat than lighter colored objects. So, when the same sunlight that warms the sand hits the water next to it on our little beach, the water doesn't soak up quite as much of that energy as the land did. Instead, the water reflects more of it. Reflection is the opposite of absorption. Instead of being absorbed by the water, some of the sun's energy is bounced or reflected off of the water in a different direction. And lighter colored things tend to reflect more heat than darker colored things. This is why the water that's been under the same sun as the sand all day doesn't feel quite as hot as the sand. So, when you get hot after playing around on the sand all afternoon, and I really hope you've been wearing sunscreen, you can wade off in the water to cool off. That's what the beach is all about, right? So, it looks like Team Land wins, by which I mean it absorbs more of the sun's energy. And the land absorbs more energy because darker colored objects absorb more heat than lighter colored objects. And light colored things, like the water, reflect more of the sun's energy. Hey, where'd the sun go? Oh, right, outside. Sounds like a plan to me.
all right. So those were our 2 videos for today. Make sure that you fill out your notice and wonder sheet, and make sure you get down to 3 things that you think, 3 things that you saw, and 3 things that you wonder. Now I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see our at-home activity for this week. There are 2 parts to it. All right, so the first part is there's a map of the United States, and all of the states and capitals are labeled, so you don't have to worry about trying to figure out where Montana is. You can just read that Montana is right there. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna locate the states. So one says locate the state of Virginia, that's where we live, and the state of Missouri, which is right here. And it says, do you think that the temperatures will be different or the same? So on this one, you're just basically predicting. Do you think that it'll be colder in Virginia, hotter in Virginia? Do you think that there'll be the same temperature? Like, and then after you answer that, I want you to tell me, why do you think that? Do you think Virginia is more north, more south? Missouri's further west and it's warmer in the west? Whatever your reason is, it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's what you think right now. Please take note that there's the Atlantic Ocean over here and that there's the Pacific Ocean over here. Okay, and all you have is these 3 questions with each of them are 2 parts. So that is the at-home experience for this week, part 1. Alrighty, guys. All right, guys, until next time, it's been Science with Captain Corey.